Wednesday. So for today, there is no new science or history assignment, which means you need to check your English and your math class Google Classrooms for assignments that are going to be there. Now for history and for science, so what you have working on that are both due by 9 o'clock on Thursday. For science is the biomolecules with the amoeba sisters. They're just kind of like, maybe they're a little extra, the people that make them, but they've just got some really good ways to explain things and good visuals to use those. So we'll have a few of Amoeba Sister videos that we're going to be using, and actually we normally use those in the school year, so it's not something that we've like randomly come up with. That's something that we usually use anyways. So biomolecules, that one is due for Thursday, because right now we're learning about, so we learned about like how the earth has changed, how population or how organisms need to adapt to their environments, and how we've changed the environment so quickly, and then like what goes into our population, like how many people do we actually have, and now we're looking at like what are those building blocks of life to give us our populations, to give us our changing organisms. So that's what we're looking at in science right now. For history, we are at a time in American history where the country is very split, especially on the issue of slavery, and how, as the U.S. grows, are we going to allow states to have slavery or not have slavery? So we have that Google form with those videos going over what are some of those events. Now I will apologize. I kind of took the lead making that form, and I felt real strong that I'd found some really good videos and made that well. And then I found out that, yeah, some of the videos didn't work out the right ways. So thank you to those kind people who sent messages to me or your history teachers to say, hey, these aren't working quite right. Something's up. So thank you for that. I truly appreciate the kindness, and hopefully those are fixed. We have part 2 is on Thursday, and I've got some troubleshooting out there. So if you're one of my people who are helping me with that, I truly appreciate that. So hopefully Thursday, no little snafus. I try, but I'm not perfect. So both those things though due for Thursday. As far as other things, we're getting down. We don't have tons of weeks left of school. We still got some great things that we're learning and finishing up units about. We're heading into the Civil War, which is like kind of a giant thing that we still have yet for history. And for science, we've got osmosis. You can do the osmosis egg at home if you'd like. So you can do an egg experiment. I had to kick that pun in there just a little bit. So looking forward to those things. Tomorrow and then on Friday, we will have Quizlet Live. So we did a GimKit last week, so I thought we'd do a Quizlet Live this week. You can join for one and or both. I'd love to see you for both or even just one of them. We'll be playing Quizlet, and I've got the set up that we're going to be using for that Quizlet Live. It's going to be some of our essential vocab, but we're going to look at that second half of the year vocab, which most of it we've covered at this point. There's still a few words that we haven't, so you can definitely give that a look. Now, yesterday in my moment with Maratik, I started getting to like, hey, these would be good things to do, like organize your Google Drive a little bit for going into high school so that it's not just like one mass like dumping ground. And as I was inspired. I was like, I can show you guys a few of my other little hacks and tips and tricks and whatnot that you might also find possibly helpful. I don't want to say super helpful, but you might find it slightly helpful, and it might be helpful in organizing your drive or just like little things to know that are kind of good. So I'm going to head over to I'm going to switch the screens here. And so on here, as I was about to start moving stuff around, I'm like, wait, this is a learning opportunity. So things you can do. So I already showed you my drive, and then I've got cute colors, and then I got little emojis because, yep, that's me. So things you can do. You might need to move around some of your documents or folders or whichever. So what you can do, there's a few ways to go about this. You can just click one and drag it one by one if you want. Another way is if you click it, and then if you hold if it's on your Chromebook, you're going to hold the control key. If you're on a MacBook, it's the command key. And then you can click another thing as long as you're still holding that control. So if you see there, it went from highlighting just one, and then I held my command button, but on your MacBook, you'd use your control, and then all three of them. And now I can move all three at once. So that's really awesome. Now, next level, come on guys, you know it's me. If you have a lot of things to select and it's all in a list, something that's really good to do is you can go click on the one you want, hit shift, and then click on the last item you want, and everything in that list will get selected. So if I move my drive to like list view, and let's say I want this folder up here, and then I want it to have everything all the way down here. So I'm going to click on the BMS PLC folder, shift, and then whatever the last item is, it selected every single one of those assignments. I know your mind is like blown. You're just like, what? So pretty awesome. Now, when you go to move these into their spots, so I like it in grid view. I don't know, it's either or is fine. But so I want to move these to quarantine. Now, if you have folders within folders, you will want to go over to the far side. So if you just have like one folder, you can just drop it over here. But come on, guys, you know it's me. I probably have multiples, which of course I do. So when I hold it over quarantine, the other folders will drop open, and I want this to be in history. So then, and honestly, I could make another folder within here, but I just kind of have this one is a little more basic just because it's just during this quarantine time. So I can drop them in there, and because I have them shared with like Mr. Nelson, Mr. Hepp, and Miss Owens, it's going to give me this alert, but I always say yes because I want that. So now I can get this looking really nice and organized. So that might be a really little quick little tidbit to know. It's really, really, really helpful for me if I am looking to move, like, say, a bunch of pictures for yearbook and I want to select a ton of them at once. Because if I did the click on one and hold the control key and then click on every single one of those after, I might have to click 1,000 times if I want 1,000 pictures. This way, I click the top one, the shift key, and the bottom thing, and I can select 1,000 things all at once. Now you're probably like, oh, really? Select 1,000 things at once. Seriously, for a yearbook, I will select like 1,000 pictures and upload those at once. Sometimes it's even like 2,000 to 3,000 because we take a lot of pictures for yearbooks. So it's very helpful. I think I'm going to be inspired by this, and tomorrow I will show you a few other of my favorite tips and tricks that you might be able to use. But until then, please let me know if you have any questions. Go ahead, sign up for the days that you would like to play Quizlet just so I kind of know who to expect. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, or rather I will appear on your screen tomorrow if you click on the video. Have a great day, guys. Bye.